Commissioner Crowley will be joining us momentarily. Welcome to the January 10th, 2023 Board of Franklin County Commissioners General Session. As a reminder, this is a public meeting, so for those of you that are joining us either virtually or calling in by phone, please ensure that your line is muted. We'll begin this morning's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Boyce.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So this morning we have an important guest with us, former President and Chief Operating Officer of YWCA Columbus, Christy Angel. Good morning. Christy, pains me to say, a DeSales stallion, has been pivotal in improving their lives of Franklin County residents in her role and as a public and private, both the public and private sectors, through decades of volunteering, including her service at the YWCA, and as the Deputy Chief of Staff to Columbus Mayor Michael B. Coleman. In these roles, she helped improve assistance for critical issues such as housing for vulnerable communities, expanding opportunities for youth development, and ensuring social justice. We have a ceremonial resolution that we want to present to Ms. Angel for her decades of tireless service to the community. Ms. Angel, would you please step
You mind if I
forward?
say a few words,
Absolutely.
Mr. President?
Absolutely.
I do want to just take a quick minute to recognize Ms. Angel because she really is a unique person to Central Ohio. Mayor Coleman, who we all know is a legendary leader for Central Ohio, was really catalytic in the Columbus that you see today. I know because I served on city council. I took a seat on city council and got to be at the base of all of these things that have happened since. But with every great leader, there's one or two people behind them that are truly the guidance and their source of strength and resource. And I honestly, I'm not just saying that because you're standing here in front of us. I really mean that you were very much a catalytic resource for Mayor Coleman in his entire tenure. I know when I was on city council, when there was a challenge between city council and the administration, the person that you went to was Christy Angel. The person that you went to try to help resolve the challenge or the issue was Christy Angel. And 100% of the time, it might not have come out how you wanted it to come out, but it was resolved. And with clear heads and a focus on what was best for Central Ohio. And I got to tell you, Christy, I mean, we're not ultra close, but we're friends. We've been friends a long time. But I got to tell you, you are absolutely one of my favorite people that I've worked with in my entire public service career. Absolutely. I just don't know a better person that I enjoy working with. I don't know a better person who can tell me no, and I like it. Some way she'd find a way to tell you no on behalf of the mayor, but you felt okay about it. You felt good. You're like sad but happy. But and that is a skill and an attribute, and I really just think that you are unique. I think that you are a unique person in every way. You always have a smile on your face, and we've been through some dark days and some dark and challenging times, and I just never seen you waver from who you are as a person. And your leadership at the YWCA was stellar, and the passion that you were able to exude in that job was unique and meaningful to Central Ohio. And I just want to say thank you. We just can't say thank you enough for your service. Thank you enough for who you are and what you represent. And I'm absolutely confident that there are more things to come. We're close in age, and so I can say that we got a long way to go, sister. And so I'm just excited to see what you do next, and I'm excited to be a part of it and excited to work with you any way that I can. God bless you, and thank you for your service.
Thank you. Christy, if you don't mind, give me 1 second. Here's our colleague. For you young folks out there, I like to tease Christy a little bit. Christy's a good friend with my wife and I. We went to rival high schools, so I like to tease her about being a stallion. I'm a Bishop Reedy Silver Knight. But, you know, we've known each other a long time as well. I was honored, believe it or not, to be able to nominate Christy for her high school Hall of Fame. It was a little difficult for me to do, to nominate a stallion for the Hall of Fame for DeSales High School, but I did it because she's such a fantastic person and so deserving of that honor and of a lot of other honors, including the one that we're giving her this morning. She is a very passionate person about the slogan that we have here that you see on the back wall of the room here, every resident, every day. She always has been ever since I've known her. As Commissioner Boyce said so eloquently this morning, she has been a fighter. She's always been a fighter on behalf of the people that live in this community. Whether it was at City Hall or at the YWCA or in every place that she's ever been, she's working very, very diligently on behalf of the people of this community, and so we're very, very proud of her. Always have been. So.
Thank you.
Can I give a few remarks?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry for my tardiness, and I heard my colleagues' remarks as I was in the back, and so don't want to belabor the point. I acknowledge and second everything Commissioner Boyce said, because I heard that, and Commissioner O'Grady acknowledging you for your leadership. I met Christy before I was even elected. I had just started, oh my gosh, this was back in 2015. I was getting ready to start an internship at Eastman and Smith while I was in law school, and at a Clippers game. And she was very warm and welcoming. I didn't know anybody in the suite. And then I got to know her really well as I was in the State House, and she was a lobbyist, and then her time at the Y. And as Commissioner O'Grady said, she lives every resident every day. She is a champion of the people, especially women and children, and making sure that they can move up an economic mobility ladder. And I mean, you just are phenomenal and an inspiration, and I just want to thank you so much for your leadership. And I know you have left the Y and left it in really great hands, and so I look forward to your next endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, it's an honor to receive this resolution, and thank you for those kind and warm remarks. It's been a pleasure to serve this community. And everybody here knows who I'm married to, so I am not retiring. Every time someone says I'm retiring, he's like, no, the 401k is not ready for a retirement. But this is a chance, I think that I kind of ran my race at YWCA Columbus, and I believe, and I think you all know this, I believe in stepping aside and making room for new leadership. Especially in an organization that is dynamic and multifaceted as YWCA Columbus. You have to, be turning on all cylinders at all times. And I will say going through the pandemic was probably, I like to say those were dog years. We're still in the pandemic, but 2020 and 2021 are like, it was 1 year, but it felt like 7. And you add to that, leading a social justice organization at the untimely and horrific death of George Floyd, when you had to quickly, become even more agile and figure out how to support and lead in this community during that time and prepare our community for the work that YWCA Columbus does today, which, is justice, equity, and belonging work, and all of the things, and continue to be, to kind of live this mantra of every resident, every day. And I've had the pleasure of serving on the Commissioners' Rise Together committee and do some other things with you all, and I look forward to what we will do together next. I know that we'll figure out a way to work together next, and I just, can't tell you what a joy it's been over these last it pains me to say, 30-some years of working. And yes, I started when I was, most people say you start when you were 12. I really did start working when I was 14. My parents were like, yeah, you're 14, there's got to be a job for you. So, it is time for me to take a little bit of a break before I decide what I do next and take a vacation and clean out some closets and do all those things that, you have to do that I have put off. And then I think spring is a time to kind of say, here's what's next, on the horizon. I do want to say that I am supported here by my colleague who I have handed we don't hand the gavel over, but who I've handed the keys and the ID badges over to, Elizabeth Brown, who is now the president and CEO of YWCA Columbus. The organization definitely is in good hands, and I moved to what we call alumni status, much like when youth graduate from high school at the Y, when you leave service or, leave one of our programs, you kind of move into alumni status, which essentially means write a check. But also it means, come to events and support the organization. And so I will continue to be of service to YWCA Columbus and in other ways in this community. So thank you for this honor. And I look forward to what we do soon together.
Great. Let's go get a picture. All right, so every season, for the last, I don't know, probably more than a dozen years now, I'm sorry, can you hand that down so she, for the, at least a dozen years now, maybe longer, probably, no, longer than that. I've been a county commissioner for 15 years now, so for probably 14 or 15 years, we've been recognizing our state champions. And we also like to recognize our scholars and our kids that are academically gifted and artistically gifted as well. But we've been doing it 3 times a year. We've been recognizing our state champions from Franklin County. Today, we celebrate the fall athletes that excelled in tennis, golf, soccer, cross country, and field hockey. And so it's a privilege to partner with the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, as we always do, and the Ohio High School Athletic Association to recognize these outstanding athletes. For the first time in 2 years, we're excited to be together for this occasion, in person rather than online. We welcome the athletes, coaches, friends, and families that took the time to be here. To kick things off, we'd like to please welcome the Executive Director of the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, Linda Logan. And Linda, if you want to bring Doug Ute. Doug is the Executive Director of the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Welcome. It's great to see everyone in person, commissioners, administrators, and all of our athletes, coaches, families. It's been a journey. I'd like to, on behalf of the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, Experience Columbus, thank you all for the work that you've done throughout these last few years since we've met in person, keeping us safe, keeping us, the community vibrant. So just an honor, again, to be here with our great friends from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Congratulations to the staff who did so much work here to get us here today. So congratulations, and Doug, you.
Thank you, Linda, and thank you, commissioners, for all you do and recognizing these great athletes today. I was driving in and thinking, man, it seems like so long ago that I saw that. I was in Marysville at the state semifinal golf between Yellow Springs and the folks here at soccer And that's my first night of saying, man, I need to throw some warmer clothes in. Remember that night? Very cold, but double overtime, and it was a great match. And so congratulations to you, and congratulations to everybody else here. As we're focused on our winter sports right now, and it seems like so long ago that we were in Mason for tennis, and there's a freshman sitting over here. Is that your coach beside you? I've not met your coach. He's the happiest guy in the room because she's a freshman state champion here, which is just awesome. And but the opportunity to see so many of you compete, when you think about how many people start, we have 818 member high schools, 350,000 athletes in the state of Ohio. We're the third largest association in the country. And when you think about sitting in this room, about being the best in your sport in Ohio that year, I think that's simply awesome. And I do want to add this, because I'm a 37-year member of public education, started as a teacher, coach, athletic director, coach, high school principal, 20-year superintendent, and I can't think of a better way for education-based athletics than you sitting in this room today, not just to be recognized, but to see how government works. And I appreciate the comments from Commissioner Boyce about that, because I always say this. I'm a former athlete, college athlete. Don't look like it now, but I'm a former point guard, and you can guard me now, but you probably couldn't 40 years ago. However, I always share this with people. I've gotten a lot of opportunities through athletics. No one's ever given me a job, and no one will ever give you a job because you're a state champion. But every job you will get and every opportunity you will get, it's because of the education-based things like working together as a team, working through problems, those kind of things. You'll get a lot of opportunities because of your opportunities in sports. And so congratulations to all of you, and thank you, commissioners, for recognizing these good young people.
Thank you, guys. So when I mentioned that earlier that we've been doing this for a long time, the reason we started doing this back when I first became a county commissioner is because when I was in high school, and I know my colleagues are both athletes as well, and all of us have children that are athletes, multiple children that are athletes. And when I was in high school, I was on a state championship wrestling team, and the Columbus City Council brought us down to council chambers, and I think former Councilmember Brown, you guys have done the same thing as well, and they brought us down and celebrated our state championship. And we have with us in the front row here Sean Mennel, a good friend, whose father was a city council member at the time, who brought our wrestling team down and recognized the fact that we won the state championship that year. It was a big deal, and it had a big impact on me when I was a 18-year-old kid at the time, and meant a lot to all of us. And so we started doing it back then because it's a big accomplishment. It's a big deal what you guys have done. And so we decided, my colleagues and I, years ago, decided at the time that we wanted to make sure that we recognize all the hard work that you and your families have done to get you where you are. We'll say more about it later, but we just wanted to make sure that everybody understands why it is that we think it's such a big deal that we have you down here, and such a big deal that the Sports Commission and the OHSAA come here today to recognize what you've done as well. So when I announce your names in your school and your sport, I'd like for the coaches and the athletes to come forward, introduce yourselves, and your team, and then share a few highlights from the season. The coaches or the administrators that are here can do that. But we'd also like to hear from the athletes. We want you to tell us what grade you're in, any details that you'd like to share about your season. For the seniors, we'd like to hear what your future plans are. And then before returning to your seats, we'd also like to get a quick photo. All right? So let's get started. First, we will recognize Bexley High School and the girls' single tennis state champion, Amaya Bowles, and her coach is Heath Goolsby, and Bexley's athletic director, Eli Goldberger. So welcome.
I am Heath Goolsby, the Bexley girls tennis coach. Before I start, I'd like to thank the Franklin County Board of Commissioners, the OHSA, and the Greater Columbus Sports Commission for this opportunity to celebrate Amaya's achievement. I'd first like to paint a picture as to what Amaya not only has done for our tennis program, but our community, sharing some of her highlights this past season. During the regular season and including the state team competition, she went 10-0. She was 4-0 in the sectional tournament, not giving up a single game. She was 3-0 in the district tournament, not giving up a single game. And she was 4-0 in the state tournament, which has brought us here, as a freshman, beating a 2021 finalist the year prior. For me, though, Amaya has done so much for me as a first-year coach at Bexley, but she's done even more for our community. The community has really rallied behind her. We saw that by many coming down to watch her play in Cincinnati, where there were teams much closer to Cincinnati that didn't have nearly the support that she had. But the last 3 years I know have been tough and for some forgetful, but watching Amaya play I'm getting choked up a little. Watching Amaya play does remind us of why we celebrate life. Her energy is infectious. Her determination is inspiring to many. I saw staff members and community members that don't know a thing about tennis, but they would be at her matches. And it's not because they're interested in tennis. They're interested in Amaya and her and watching her play on the tennis court. So yes, I know many of us will remember the past couple of years, but I know us in the Bexley community, we will certainly remember this past fall season. I've always wanted a chance to play, being a Division I tennis player, former Division I player, tennis player myself. I've always wanted to play on center court at an ATP facility. Amaya gave me the opportunity to at least sit on the court. And so that I will remember as well. So I'm grateful for just Amaya certainly coming out to play this past season, because there were some times where she wasn't sure, and her family wasn't sure, just because of so many other things, so many other opportunities out there. But I'm glad she did, and I'm glad I got to see one of the best to ever do it as a freshman.
Hi, I'm a freshman. My name is Amaya Bowles. I just want to thank you guys for inviting me here. It's a really good event, and I would like to thank Goolsby for being with me throughout all the tennis matches. I'd like to thank my parents, for being with me through day one. And, this season, winning state as a freshman was a really good accomplishment for me. Like, it was a big deal for me, and I'm already looking forward to next year and the coming years ahead. And I just wanted to say congratulations to everybody else here for doing well at their state championships. And thank you again for inviting me here.
We're gonna come up and get a picture, but we expect to see you back here 3 more times.
No pressure. Oh, we're gonna do it now. Okay.
Next, we have Columbus Academy, girls state champion golf team, coached by Maggie Freitag. Welcome, Coach. And I don't know how many, oh, you have all the players here. Angela Hu, Carolyn Zeiger, Grace Luo, Elizabeth Freitag, or Eliza Freitag, Ava Baker, Morgan Crane, Sydney Fortney, Christine Baker, oh, those are the parents, Christine Baker and Ellie Merritt.
Right there.
Okay, thank you so very much for having us. We are very honored to be here. We want to thank the Franklin County Board of Commissioners and also the OHSAA, as well as the Greater Columbus Sports Commission. Again, we're thrilled and honored to be here, and we very much appreciate this recognition. I wanted just to, well, first of all, introduce myself. I'm Maggie Freitag. I'm the girls golf coach at Columbus Academy, and I wanted to have the team introduce themselves, and then we'll have our captains, two captains, co-captains come up and talk a little bit about our season. Thank you.
Here you go. Where do we want to start?
My name is Morgan Crane.
I'm Angela Hugh, I'm a junior.
I'm Sydney Fortney. I'm also a junior. I'm Eva Baker. I'm a senior. I'm Grace Lowell. I'm a senior.
And I'm Eliza Freitag, and I'm also a senior.
So our team is actually super young. We were founded 4 years ago when the seniors were freshmen. So we actually wanted to share a few highlights over the past 4 years about how we became state champions.
Yes. So in 2019, for the first time in Columbus Academy's century-long history, 8 freshmen came together to form the inaugural girls golf team. And we ended that season with a 3-13 win-loss record, but we ended it with also Grace qualifying for the district tournament as an individual after a really tough playoff.
In 2020, we had our new MSL record of 13-3, and our team leapt to second place at the sectional tournament, earning us a district qualification. At districts, we placed second, barely missing the cutoff for states, but we bounced back the following season with a 15-1 win-loss record and a list of new titles: Mid-State League champions, district champions, and state qualifiers, finishing 4th place at states.
And this season has been our most exciting yet. We had an undefeated 16-0 regular season and first place in the sectional district and state tournament, beating out the runner-up by 23 strokes to win the state title. We've set new school records with an impressive 9-hole score of 32 and an even par 18-hole round of 72.
We are incredibly grateful and proud to have been able to come this far, and we're really grateful to our coach, our families, our school, and the whole community. And we're excited to see how the girls golf community will grow in the future. Thank you.
Do the seniors know what you guys are going to do?
Here you go.
So I will be attending the University of Richmond, and I will be majoring in business.
I will be attending Stanford University, and I will be majoring in computer science.
I would just like to quickly thank Coach Maggie and the seniors for creating such a great legacy for us younger students. And as sad as I grew up with these girls, and it was amazing to have such a great culture and such a nice team to golf with and learn to love golf more with. And I'm so sad that you guys are leaving, but thank you so much for creating such an amazing team.
And to add on, I wasn't sure we were going to do all this, but the Columbus Academy girls golf community has grown a lot. We now have a middle school girls golf team who is actually undefeated this year in their season, and we have a youth golf summer program now. And I'm so glad and grateful that we were able to leave such an impact on the community.
All right, next is the boys soccer state championship team from Grandview Heights, and their coaching staff led by James Gertis. I think that's how I pronounce it. All right, Coach, if you'd please introduce your team. That's a lot of guys, all right.
Come over here, this way.
Huh? Grandview.
Coming over here. You guys over here. Come over here, come over here, so your coach can talk
They
to
were
you.
like, I think regional runners or something.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so like the other coaches have said, on behalf of these boys and the Grandview Heights High School, thanks very much to the Franklin County Board of Commissioners, as well as the Ohio High School Athletic Association. We're very fortunate at Grandview Heights. This is actually our second consecutive state championship. So we were participating last year via Zoom, and it's great to be here in person. We're very much honored to receive this award. Having said it's our second year, it was definitely not an easy path to get here. Last year, when we won it in 2021, was the first team athletic state championship in the 100-plus year history of Grandview Heights High School. So the occasion of the high school was, the occasion was very, very special, and the entire community came and watched us play at Lower.com Field. And the overwhelming support really impacted these guys. But so much so that the pressure to come back next year was really challenging to deal with. And over the course of the season, we certainly had some challenges, not only because we had a target on our back as the team everybody wanted to beat. We lost several seniors, but the level of expectation from the community didn't go down any. So I really credit all of these guys, particularly our seniors out there that several of them are going to say a few words. They really came through. They overcame several obstacles. We did it together. Congratulations, guys, and thanks everyone for being here to honor us. So thank you. So I'd like to start off on this end, one of our captains, senior Danny Claypool, who's scored 5 goals in 2 state finals so far.
Yes. Yes, but all those goals came on 2 of the goals were 2-touch finishes, and 3 of the goals were 1-touch finishes. So, gotta shout out these guys for giving me the ball. But yeah, he said challenges. There were a lot of challenges this year. I think our record was like 11-7 or something. So we lost 7 times. So we were not going into the tournament. We were not. Honestly, I was not expecting to win it again, but we pulled through, and I think definitely the senior leadership helped, and the young guys too. They definitely know what to do now. We say at Grandview, the season, we have 2 seasons. Once we finish our last regular season game, it's on to the next season, and it's the tournament. And you can't end on a loss, and yeah. Go Bobcats. Oh, we have to Leo.
Now, another senior, Leo Marcelano, one of our captains.
Hi, Leo Marcelano, senior. My coach just said. So yeah, we won states 2 times in a row, and being on both teams felt really good. The first time, I remember showing up to the field, and I was like, wow, like I'm never gonna be back here again. This is my opportunity. This is my chance, and we took it. I was so proud of us. Our community all came together. But the second time around, like as a senior, with it really felt like everyone was behind me, and it was just genuinely a dream come true. As is being with all the other state champions. So I just want to say thank you guys.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Will DeVere. I'm a senior captain. Like Coach Gertis said, we had a lot of pressure this year. I think we struggled to live up to the expectations in the regular season, but in the postseason, we just sort of flipped a switch, and we all really grew close together as brothers, and Really thankful for these guys. You know, I think Leo and Danny covered it. It's a new season. We really elevated our game, played to our potential, and it's a great time. So really thankful.
No? Okay.
Great.
Let's get a picture.
You're welcome.
All right, next we have my school, my kids' school, Hilliard-Davidson. And the Hilliard-Davidson cross-country coach, Pat Schlecht, along with the athletic director, Nathan Bobeck, with their state champion, Connor Ackley, the boys Division I state cross-country champion. Coach.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, commissioners, and congratulations to all you state champions, because I know it's not easy to get this job done. I'll tell a little story about this. Man, Connor Ackley. It's an honor and a privilege today to be able to talk about this young man. He is clearly one of the best students and athletes that's ever walked the halls of Hilliard-Davidson. Some unique things about this young man. He came into the program. He was a regular freshman with a little bit of talent. So I told him, listen to the old guys. Learn everything that you can learn from them. Understand our language and our training philosophy. And he did all of those things his first year, and it was amazing his freshman year how he got better and better. And he is the first kid I've ever had to be all Ohioan in his freshman year. His sophomore year, he quickly improved to being near the top of the state right away. We could see that with his training. And then he got national exposure when he broke 15 minutes for the 5K in a cross-country meet. And then his expectations and his excitement became more and more as that season went. Our team, I believe, that year was one better than the year before. I think we were 6th that year, and he was 11th overall at the state championships. Now, his junior year was very interesting because this is where he really learned. Because in cross country, he was runner-up. In indoor track his junior year, he was runner-up in the mile, getting beat in the last 200 meters. And in the outdoor track, the same thing happened in the mile. Now, this is a bitter taste in his mouth from getting beat all those times just by a little bit and only in the end. He told me that he was ready to go to the next level of training. And I'm telling you, he was committed. We came up with a plan, and it was to be beyond the expectations that we've had at the school before. He started out the season with a preseason victory. The second week we came back, he broke the course record at the Hot Summer Bash. 2 weeks later, we traveled to Michigan State Invitational, where he broke the course record there and won. 2 weeks later, we went to another national high-powered meet in Tennessee. We ran on the state course. He broke the state course record in Tennessee. 2 weeks later, we come back in Ohio. We run our OCC, and he breaks the course record. District meet, I had him toned down a little bit, so we just got a victory. Regionals, he went after the record and broke it. Now, what do you think we want to do at the state meet? Well, something unusual happened. It was so windy. And that just meant that if it was a tactical race, we had to come up with the best plan. If he ran out in front, the other kids could have drafted him. And so, you know, you don't do too well in that situation. So we studied the course the day before. We looked it over. I told him, just find the spot, wait, be patient, and then take off. Let's just go for the W. And lo and behold, halfway in the race, he just took off and he blew the field away. And it was so awesome to be our state champion. But now the next part of the season begins. The following week, our team went to the Midwest regional meet in Terre Haute, Indiana, and we turned him loose. He ran the fastest time ever run by an Ohio cross-country runner ever in 14:29.5, earning a spot in the Nike Team Nationals. The following week, we had a 2-week break, and then he went to the Midwest Regionals in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where he qualified for the Champs National Championships in San Diego. So then he goes to the first Nationals, the Nike Team Nationals, and we had that wind thing again, and I might have told him some bad advice, I don't know, but he hesitated, and he got kind of back, and these big boys, they don't slow down. So he still was able to get a third team All-American honor in Oregon. He flies back home. We rested him up, and I said, go for it. And so then he goes to San Diego and the Champs National Championships, and he was first team All-American. He placed 5th and had an amazing race, I believe his best one of his career so far. So everybody, this is Connor Ackley, our state champion.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys all for inviting me here. It means a lot. I want to thank my coach for always doing the best he can to make me run as fast as possible and make me as fit as possible. He's always going the extra step to do that. I want to thank my family and my teammates and all my friends. Cross country is a pretty boring sport to watch, I know, but I mean, they're always consistently there, and that meant a lot for me, so thank you guys.
Connor, do you have plans? Or what are you a senior or are you?
I'm a senior.
And do you have plans?
I'm going to be attending Syracuse University.
Great. All right, well, let's come up and get a picture. All right. Finally, we have Thomas Worthington's field hockey coach, Terry Simonetti, Frost. So, Coach, if you could please come up and introduce your state champions. Hi, Coach.
Hi.
It's been a while.
I know. It's good to be back, but way better room. We were cramped and it was much quicker and I really need to start with Connor really quick. Can you come train my girls this summer? Like, we're doing the math back there, and I thought I was really doing a good job in college running a 6:48, but I'm just going to shut up now about that. But wow, that's impressive, and that's not boring to watch somebody like you run. But first of all, thank you so much to the Franklin County Board of Commissioners. Also to OSHA for being here. That was pretty impressive stats to win a state championship and have 350,000 athletes. And then all of us celebrating one another. Congratulations to all the teams that are here. Little do you know, Grandview, that I was your field hockey coach. You don't have field hockey anymore. Back in 1996, I used to practice, 96, 97, 98, on the grass behind because you don't have a lot of space, as you know, behind the softball field. So, and I know how challenging it is to win there. So congratulations for being the first ever, because I know that. And I also know that many of you, they like to have them do different things throughout the season. So you're probably battling band, and I had cheerleaders, and they're in season. So when you were talking about challenges, I was laughing to myself thinking, yes, I understand the challenges at Grandview. And you also beat my alma mater in the finals this year, so congratulations. No, to repeat is pretty impressive, and hopefully you three-peat. But I am the Thomas Worthington Field Hockey Coach. I'm coming up on my 25th year, and I can honestly say this is one of the best teams I've ever coached. We lost last year in the finals in overtime to Bishop Watterson. And it was one of those games that it could have gone either way, but Watterson definitely had the edge last year. And I remember we had 10 seniors, we had 8 starters, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know if we can do this again next year. But I knew that I had committed freshmen that are now sophomores. I knew I had freshmen phenoms. So the tennis coach who is here, and someone said that he's the happiest person. I'm the happiest person because I also, well, I would say he's 1A, I'm 1B. I also had a freshman score the winning championship goal this year in overtime, and I had 3 freshmen that started. So we had 4 seniors that led the way. All 4 of them are incredible leaders, but at the same time, we had juniors and sophomores and freshmen who believed in the winter season and the spring season that we could make it back this year. And I knew immediately the first practice, I went to one of my seniors and I said, I know we can do it. And they were committed, and they did the work, and it was one of my all-time favorite teams ever to be coaching. And I'm not just saying that because they're in front of me, because I would tell you that they weren't. I wouldn't be saying it. And if you knew me, that's the truth. But they were so much fun. I'm laughing at all your hair because we dye ours blue or pink or whatever color comes to mind. And we do so many fun traditions throughout the season. But more impressive to that, we were talking back there to someone in the room, and she said it must be really rewarding as a coach to see them leave and graduate and become, these strong women. And I do. I have, all of them are national scholar athletes, all Ohio scholar athletes, and they're all just so incredibly smart. I didn't know that you could have a 4.5 GPA, but they do. I look at their GPAs, I never have to worry about eligibility, which is great for me. But not only that, they're just so strong in the community, and they give back to the community all the time with our youth programs. And also we adopt families at Christmas time, and we do blood donations. They're just such strong individuals. But yes, when I see my kids go on in the outside world after field hockey, it's not about the X's and O's. It's about creating strong women and having them do great things outside of the sport. So I'm super proud. I'm super lucky. I aged myself saying 96. That's when I started my coaching career at Grandview, so congratulations. And Connor, seriously, come call me. We need to talk. And I have the best coaching staff. They're alumni, but one is from the dark side. She is from Bexley, but we created, I said, did you want to go up to the coach and, stand here with them? But I have the best coaching staff, the best parents, and the best support with the athletic department at Thomas Worthington. And like you said, the community gets behind you. So I know that my seniors do have some things to say. So Riley, I'll hand it over to you, or did you want them to introduce themselves first?
Sure. You want to start with the coaches? You want to go there?
Sure. Start with the coaches, and you can then.
I'm Emma Anderson.
I'm Katie Bramajan Crystal.
I'm Jaden Gussler. Oh, and a freshman.
I'm Clara Scott, and I'm a junior. I'm Courtney Stegmiller, and I'm a junior. I'm Julie Conroy, and I'm a sophomore. I'm Lauren Byer, and I'm a junior.
I'm Emmy Welch, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Laura Barnowski, and I'm a junior.
I'm Elle. I'm Elle Pasquinelli, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Sophia Borges, I'm a freshman. I'm Caroline Sprong, I'm a sophomore. I'm Meredith Estep, I'm a freshman. I'm Taylor Carnes, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Molly McClellan, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Rowan Casey, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Mia Kavinsky, and I'm a senior.
I'm Tate Beagle, and I'm a senior. I'm Kimball Bowers, and I'm a senior. And I'm Riley Casey, I'm a senior.
Hold on, Riley, before you start. Sophia, take a step out really quick. Okay. So you heard sophomore, freshman, sophomore. Okay, so that's my team for next year, so hopefully we're repeating and back here again. But I just want to say that Julie Conroy, raise your hand. Julie Conroy stole the ball. This is an overtime, so we had a rematch against Bishop Watterson. Stole the ball off of pass, sends it to Tate Beagle, who's my senior. Tate Beagle's so tired, we're 6 minutes into the game. She says, I just threw a pass out to Sophia. Sophia cuts in front of the goalie, and she gets the ball, and she makes this unbelievable, I wish I had video, unbelievable move, literally is parallel to the ground like this, and somehow in midair, because the goalie takes her out, in midair knocks the ball in, and we win in sudden death overtime. Is probably the most athletic goal I've ever seen in my entire life. And look at her, she's like this, right? She's 90 pounds wet. And she held her own, and this goalie is in $3,000 worth of equipment and just monstrous in the goal cage, and she just laid her out. But Sophia managed, and she didn't know we won, by the way. She's laying on the ground like, okay, we can't let them score. And we're like, no, we won. We're state champs. You put the ball in the cage. Okay, right.
Okay, yeah, that was pretty awesome. So us four, we are the seniors of the program, and we just want to thank the Franklin County Commissioner's Office for hosting us here today, and we appreciate it greatly because it's a way we can all celebrate the success of all these teams who have worked so hard to achieve a state championship. We just wanted to say some things that we love about our team. We love our drive, our grit, our determination to achieve success, and we are also really goofy and smart young women. We all share a love for the sport we play, and we all love our coaches and each other, and most importantly, this program that we've all played for in the past 4 years. Thank you, Thomas Warrington Field Hockey, and thank you for our team for making this all possible. My future plans include I'm going to Lindenwood University in St. Charles, Missouri, and I'm playing Division I field hockey.
I'm Campbell, and I'm going to play field hockey at Houghton University in New York.
I'm Tate, and I plan to go to Michigan State University and just play club.
I have no idea where I'm going or what I want to do.
The best for last, right there. We're hoping she plays, but.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Absolutely.
There may be no party work. I know I'm so big. Oh, absolutely. Good to see you.
Congratulations, Coach. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, thanks.
I really appreciate it. Thank you again.
Yeah. Well, we normally give them the life speech, but they're all gone, so.
They've been here before. They're like, get out quick before they start talking.
All right. Anyway, well, we'll save it for the next time. We'll just have to do it first, I guess. All right. Well, on with the rest of the agenda. We'll need a motion for the approval of the minutes of the December 6th and December 13th, 2022 general sessions, the December 28th, 2022 special meeting, the December 8th, 2022 briefing session, and the November 30th, 2022 administrative briefing.
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Thank you. The minutes have been approved.
All right, on to the treasurer.
Resolution number 5-23. Resolution authorizing a contract extension with Point and Pay LLC for the Franklin County Treasurer's Office online payment system in the amount of $5,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Jacqueline Treadwell, and I'm the Budget and Purchasing Coordinator for the Franklin County Treasurer's Office. The Franklin County Treasurer's Office is seeking a resolution authorizing a contract extension with Point and Pay LLC for the online payment system. Point and Pay LLC was awarded a contract to provide an online payment system for the Treasurer's Office on September 6, 2016, under Resolution 0639-16, RFP number 2016-42-06. Said contract has expired. The Treasurer's Office requires an online payment system to accept taxpayer payments. The term of the contract extension will be for 12 months, beginning the date signed by the Board of Commissioners through December the 4th, 2023. The total cost to the county shall not exceed more than $5,000 for services provided to the Treasurer's Office. Barring any question, the Treasurer's Office respectfully asks for your approval. Thank you.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of Resolution 005-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 5-23 has been adopted.
Thank you. All right, the Office on Aging.
Resolution number 6-23. Resolution authorizing an agreement with the Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging for case management services for Franklin County Senior Options in the amount of $5,308,205.46.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. I am Shonda Wingo, Interim Director for the Franklin County Office on Aging. I have quite a few people joining me this morning. As always, I have our Chief Financial Officer, Larice Cohens. But today we have Assistant Director Barb Sullivan and Caroline Rankin. But I also have Katie White, the Administrator from COAAA, and I'd like to invite her up. This resolution will authorize a contract and agreement with the COAAA for case management services. The Franklin County Office on Aging administers the Franklin County Senior Options Program, which is a levy-funded program by Franklin County Senior Services Levy. This is a property tax levy that was first passed in 1992. Senior Options empowers Franklin County residents age 60 or older with the necessary tools to maintain their independence, as well as ease the hearts and minds of family members by connecting them to supportive services so that they can provide the best care for their older parent, family member, friend with limited abilities. Senior Options provides services and programs to just about 60,000 Franklin County seniors annually. The Franklin County Office on Aging will utilize COAAA for case management services for residents enrolled in Senior Options who require frequent face-to-face visits. This contract model is a per assessment and per member per month model. COAAA will provide initial home assessments for all Senior Options participants, which in most cases are required prior to full enrollment. In addition, this contract covers some shared service provider and quality improvement activities.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here, Commissioners. Thank you so much, Director Wingo. I have to start off just by saying it has been a pleasure to get to know you. And we come into our roles on a foundation that was built by our predecessors that has a long history of collaboration and innovation in aging through FCOA and COAAA. And so it has been really wonderful to get to know you and your leadership staff so that we can now take a moment and figure out what it's going to be like in the next 10 and 15 years to age in Franklin County. I'm joined today by Grant Ames, who's the Government and Community Affairs Director at COAAA, and I think some viewers at home. So just wanted to give a quick recap that the Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging mission is to inform and support people as they navigate the experience of aging and disabilities. We serve 8 counties, so Franklin County and the 7 contiguous, and are mostly funded by federal and state funds that come in. Crucial to any aging services in any of our Ohio counties are our senior levies, and I can say that Franklin County levy and our partnership is one of the most important in our region. So the Franklin County Office on Aging and the Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging have a long and successful history of working together to provide care to Franklin County older adults. As Director Wingo mentioned, COAAA does the home visits. So we're in individual homes, in apartments, in housing complexes, day in and day out, really listening and understanding to the different challenges that are going on. And it's a little tricky on the heels of such positive conversations and photos with the future leaders in our community. But I do need to say that we are really facing new challenges in regard to aging and disability services. But I believe that we've got a commitment to each other and to our community members to make sure that we are meeting those increasing challenges with innovative solutions. From starting the Senior Options Levy to creating new home and community-based services, launching villages, supporting age-friendly, navigating a pandemic, FCOA and COAAA truly have a great history of collaboration, leadership, and innovation. So this work is not easy. As we all know too well with the recent weather and housing emergencies, it really cannot be done alone. And so together we look forward to building a future of aging in Franklin County. And we believe that with this new PMBM type contract, we can increase the volume, efficiency, and effectiveness of our work. Thank you so much, and I look forward to any questions.
And finally, this contract agreement will be for the period of January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023, not to exceed the amount of $5,308,205.46. Pending any questions, we respectfully ask for the approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, pardon me, move for adoption of 006-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 6-23 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to child support enforcement.
Resolution number 7-23, resolution authorizing a consultant contract with Herzog and Associates LLC for professional information technology consulting services in the amount of $22,950.
Good morning, Commissioners. Susan Brown, Director, representing the Child Support Enforcement Agency. This resolution requests your consideration in approving a contract with John Herzog and Associates LLC beginning November 1st, 2022 through October 31st, 2023 in an amount not to exceed $22,950. The contract follows federal guidelines for professional consulting services, and is eligible for federal financial participation. The purpose of this contract is to reimburse Herzog for professional IT consulting services to further develop and expand our current technology, explore the use of new programs, optimize the use of county-created proprietary software, provide services related to automated processes, and expand and improve current document management systems. The awarding of this contract ensures that the agency's existing document and business process databases are maintained and function in conjunction with new systems, and that they will have the ability to exchange and share data as needed. Each unit of service for this contract is defined as an hour or a portion of an hour it takes to perform the services outlined in the contract. Herzog is the original designer of most of the agency's databases and has been providing services to Franklin County CSEA since approximately 2004. He has contributed to automating our manual processes, assisting in data transition to our on-base business process management system, improved customer service, and performance success. Pending any questions, I respectfully request that this resolution be approved.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 7-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 7-23 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. We'll move on to community partnerships.
Resolution number 8-23, resolution authorizing a COVID-19 recovery grant extension with Franklin County Public Health for the support of restoring our own through transformation in the amount of $425,000.
Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration. This is Curtis Brown, Community Partnerships Administrator. This resolution will be providing a COVID-19 recovery grant extension with Franklin County Public Health in the amount of $425,000 to continue their work with restoring our own through transformation, also known as ROOT. Similar to the previous year, $350,000 of the grant will be provided to restoring our own through transformation, and $75,000 will be used for internal costs with Franklin County Public Health. Joining us this morning online is Assistant Health Commissioner and Director of Prevention and Wellness at Franklin County Public Health, Alex Jones. She will say a few words regarding this work. We also have here with us the CEO of ROOT, Jessica Roach, and the COO and partner of ROOT, Dorian Wingard, who both will speak after Assistant Health Commissioner Jones. So Assistant Health Commissioner Jones, if you're online, I'll turn it over to you.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Curtis, and Happy New Year, Commissioners. It's great to be with you. So very happy to speak a bit about our partnership with ROOT. Last year, through the generous funding of the Board of Commissioners, we were able to establish this formalized partnership, and we are coming before you to seek the one-year extension to continue this fabulous work. As you know, infant mortality, specifically in our Black and African American families, continues to be at unacceptable levels. And we know that the collaboration and the work specifically that ROOT, under the leadership of Jessica and Dorian, what they're doing with their perinatal doula services are saving lives. So I will yield the floor so that you can hear directly from the experts today. So Jessica and Dorian.
Thank you, Alex. President Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioners Boyce and Crawley, thank you so much. My name is Jessica Roach again, and this is my partner, Dorian Wingard. We are restoring our own through transformation, better known to the community as ROOT. We are a Black family-led, community-based organization dedicated to addressing Black family health inequities, not only in our own locale, but across the country with our national partnerships in the spaces that we work in: policy, advocacy, health research, and social injustice work. Through this grant and through this relationship that we have developed during the previous year, we have already been able to serve 25 families through full perinatal support services. And as with the rest of our organization, we have been able to sustain and maintain a 0% Black maternal and infant mortality rate. In essence, our organization has been able to eliminate
what we consider that health disparity gap with our direct patient population that we serve. We believe that we're unique in that because we know that we have to address more than just what the birth process is. We take a look at what it is that our families need. We address Black family stabilization. We make sure that we address the whole family, not only when they're in their pregnancy, but as they're planning in between pregnancies, and then also up to 18 months of services in the postpartum period, with the ability to be able to stay with our families through 5 years, depending upon what those families' needs may be. We also are a home visiting partner with Moms and Babies First, so we have an opportunity to be able to utilize that program in addition to be able to serve other populations throughout the county. We appreciate this first early step in development of our relationship, and we very much look forward to being able to develop this relationship ongoing.
Can I ask a question, Mr. President? What is, for the 25 families that you've been able to work with under this grant, what was the average gestation period that the families were at when they engaged with you? We hear a lot of times that especially Black and brown families come later on in their pregnancy. So do you have an average time frame of when you engaged with these families?
Absolutely. Our preference is that we were able to start engaging with the families during the first trimester, but part of our protocol is that we want to be able to get our families in at least before the 20th week so that we can do more of the full service, being able to do nutrition evaluation, lab reviews, make connections with their providers, and be able to have a more direct connection with our families so that we can get in and start mitigating, preventing, or managing and maintaining some of the comorbidities that are also related to our patient population, to us as a community.
For the families that you're working with, how many have had babies? And can you speak to whether they were full-term or, preterm?
So again, we've had 25 families that we've been able to serve. Of those 25 families, we've already had 18 of those babies. So we'll have an additional that come through on I think the latest will be in April, which is just beyond the March date for this initial contract. And all of our babies have made it to full-time status. So that means that it's at least 37 weeks or beyond.
Thank you.
Yeah, we do. We do. And one of the things that we're really the most proud of, and it's actually a common misnomer, is that if you have a quote-unquote big baby, that it's automatically related to some type of health issue. Within our organization, we're very clear that we like to see our babies kind of average between that 7.5 and 9 pounds, minus the comorbidity. And so we like to get those juicy, healthy babies, and we do. We're really excited about that. Any other questions?
Great work.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I will say, compliment you, Commissioner Crawley, because I really didn't know much about doulas and their experience until you started talking about it to us as commissioners, and so it was really my first exposure to that work, and I want to thank both of you for what you represent. It's definitely a learning experience for me, and I want to just encourage you to keep up the great work.
I agree.
Thank you, Commissioners. If there are no further questions, I respectfully request the approval of this resolution.
If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 8-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution 8-23 has been adopted. Resolution number 9-23. Resolution authorizing a community partnership grant amendment with Future Ready Columbus to provide additional at-home literacy kits in the amount of $50,000.
Again, good morning, Commissioners, County Administration. This resolution will be providing a community partnerships grant amendment to Future Ready Columbus in the amount of $50,000 to provide an additional 4,000 at-home literacy kits to youth in Franklin County. This funding will accompany funding awarded to Future Ready Columbus for their Future Ready by 5 kindergarten readiness plan. And if there are no questions or comments, I respectfully request the approval of this resolution.
We have a speaker slip for.
That's correct. Thank you, Mr. President. Mario Basora has submitted a speaker slip from Future Ready Columbus in support of this resolution. Before you do get started, I want to let you know that you will have to limit your remarks to 3 minutes, and I will let you know when you have 1 minute remaining. Please direct all of your comments to the Board of Commissioners. Permission to speak may be denied or terminated if the remarks are disrespectful or antagonistic. So, Mr. Basora, you can begin whenever you're ready.
Great, thank you very much. Can everybody hear me? I just want to make sure I'm okay. So, good morning, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Crowley, and Commissioner Boyce, County Administrator Long, Deputy County Commissioner Bivens, and members of the general public watching both in person and online. I'm Mario Basora, the newly appointed CEO of Future Ready, where we serve the children and families of Franklin County so that all children can enter kindergarten ready for success. Today marks my 5th day on the job. I feel tremendously honored to be here on the call and look forward to meeting each of you in person over the next several weeks. I just want to take a moment to thank you for your support of our work over the years, not just today, but for quite some time now as well. And according to National Center of Education Statistics, 61% of low-income families do not have books to read to their children at home. Children who start behind stay behind. Additionally, in 2020 to 2021, kindergarten readiness assessment data showed that only 23% of Franklin County Black students are kindergarten ready, and this compares to 55.6% of white children. The pandemic didn't change the fact that our low-income and minority children demonstrated at a lower rate. Instead, it only widened and exacerbated the challenge. Through partnership with the Columbus Metropolitan Library, Future Ready Columbus provides 5 different at-home toolkits based on a child's age. Since its inception in September, 4,500 toolkits have been distributed into the community. We're really proud of that. As we continue to develop additional toolkits, our plan is to further our mission in ensuring all children are kindergarten ready in Franklin County. Today, we're asking for additional dollars to support sharing more toolkits with families in need. The good news is we are quickly running out of those kits, and there's a greater need for additional kits to go out. So we seek your approval of Resolution 9-23. Thank you, Commissioners, for your partnership in our Future Ready by 5 plan and providing literacy to our families in Franklin County. And I'm open to any questions or comments you might have for me.
Right. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 9-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution 9-23 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right,
Thank you.
economic development and planning.
Resolution number 10-23, resolution to approve an agreement to terminate the Franklin County Infrastructure Bank loan to the City of Reynoldsburg for the Main Street Improvement Project.
Morning, Commissioners. Director James Schimmer, Economic Development and Planning. Commissioners, this first resolution is to approve an agreement to terminate a Franklin County Infrastructure Bank loan with the City of Reynoldsburg for Main Street improvements that they were contemplating. On April 9th of 2019, the county entered into the Franklin County Infrastructure Bank loan agreement authorized by Resolution 0260-19, which the county would provide a loan in the amount of $750,000 to the City of Reynoldsburg. Under the agreement, all of the disbursements from the county to the city were required to be made by April 9th of 2020 as a condition prior to payment. The city was required to submit to the county a request for disbursement associated with the cost certificate. The city completed the project, however, utilizing alternative funding sources and never requested the disbursement of any funds from the county. This is a completely mutual termination. The City of Reynoldsburg and their elected leadership are in agreement with this, and this particular resolution is intended to memorialize that loan agreement between the city. Is intended to memorialize that the loan agreement between the city and the county is concluded. If you don't have any further questions, I would ask for your approval of this resolution this morning.
Great, thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 10-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 10-23 has been adopted. Resolution number 11-23, resolution authorizing a First Amendment to the development agreement by and between Prairie Township, Franklin County, Ohio, and joining the County of Franklin, Ohio to the agreement.
Commissioners, as you know, we have been working on a project out in western Franklin County with Brawmiller Development, LLC, and Prairie Township. The development agreement that we had established required a $2,500 per payment for a residential unit contribution, or what is known as a per unit contribution. The county, Prairie Township, and Brawmiller Development now desire to amend the original development agreement for the purpose of joining the county to the development agreement and having the county collect and distribute the per unit contributions as was provided by the Darby Accord Revenue Plan. This resolution approves this first amendment to the development agreement. I am asking for your approval of this resolution this morning.
Okay. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 11-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution 11-23 has been adopted.
All right, we now have a public hearing for the next resolution. Madam Clerk, can you please read the public hearing?
A resolution making certain findings required under Ohio Revised Code, Chapter 349, declaring the villages at Galloway New Community Authority to be organized and a body politic and corporate, defining the boundary of the authority's new community district, providing the method of selecting that authority's board of trustees, prohibiting the dissolution of the authority without consent, prohibiting the authority from imposing certain community development charges, and prohibiting amendment of the authority's organizational documents without consent.
All right, so I'd like to open up the public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone here in the audience who would like to speak to the public hearing? All right, seeing no one that would like to speak to the public hearing, I'll close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Resolution number 1223, a resolution making certain findings required under Ohio Revised Code, Chapter 349, declaring the villages at Galloway New Community Authority to be organized and a body politic and corporate, defining the boundary of the authority's new community district, providing the method of selecting the authority's board of trustees, prohibiting the dissolution of the authority without consent, prohibiting the authority from imposing certain community development charges, and prohibiting the amendment of the authority's organizational documents without consent.
Commissioners, as you've just heard, the resolution establishes a new community authority for the villages of Galloway. As you have also heard, it's been determined that the petition has indeed been successfully submitted, meeting the requirements associated by the ORC for the establishment of a new NCA, or a new community authority for the Village of Galloway New Community Authority. Furthermore, it is conducive to the public health, safety, convenience, and welfare, and is intended to result in the development of a new community, and has declared that the NCA is organized as a body politic. This resolution also provides defining boundaries for the NCA and the method of selecting the NCA Board of Trustees, which will be done at our next session. And I am asking this morning for your approval of this resolution.
So me, okay. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 12-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 1223 has been adopted.
Commissioners, I just want to take a moment out. I have joked about this before, about the fact that this project has taken a village of attorneys to get us to the goal line, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank our prosecuting attorney's office, as well as some private sector folks that we've had involved, Emmett Kelly and Emma Mulvaney from Frost Brown Todd, as well as Steve Campbell from North Star Development Corporation, and the real help of Jim Jewell, or James Jewell, who is Prairie Township's administrator. as well as Stephen Renner, who is our sanitary engineer, has played a big part of it. It's been a process. I appreciate your patience with us, and we look forward to getting some housing into the marketplace here in Central Ohio. With that, I'm going to turn the program over to Julissa.
Resolution number 13-23. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Carol A. Hunt at 4209 Avery Road, Hilliard, Ohio, 43026.
Good morning. I'm Julissa Tudor-Shalom, Administrative Assistant for EDP. Ms. Carol A. Hunt received on June 29, 2006 from Franklin County a home loan for $15,000 on real estate, commonly known as 4209 Avery Road, Hilliard, Ohio. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied, the property taxes are paid and current, and I respectfully request the approval of the discharge of mortgage on this property.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 13-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution 13-23 has been adopted.
All right, thank you. We'll move on to fleet management.
Resolution number 14-23. Resolution authorizing a contract with Express Wash Concepts LLC for fleet car wash services in the amount of $48,500.
Good morning, Commissioners. Charlotte Ashcraft, Director of Fleet Management. The resolution before you is a contract for fleet car wash services. From 1976 to 2011, Fleet Management had our own car wash. But since then, it has failed and had to be removed. Fleet looked into a replacement system, but our facility is not, does not have appropriate space to have one. The Commissioner's fleet consists of approximately 400 vehicles. Keeping them clean is not only a reflection of the county, but also protects the paint from environmental deposits and reduces rust. The purchasing department assisted Fleet in contacting several car wash companies in the area, and all documents were reviewed by the prosecuting attorney's office. Express Car Wash Concepts LLC, also known as Moo, is the recommended vendor. Express Car Wash Concepts has over 29 locations in Central Ohio and 20 of them within Franklin County. Each county vehicle will be equipped with an RFID tag that will record date, time, location, and will be provided monthly with our invoice. These tags are attached to the vehicles and will ensure we have accurate records. This contract is for 1 year for up to a maximum of $48,500. Purchasing will be assisting Fleet with an RFP. This contract will allow us to collect usage data so we can utilize that in the process of our RFP to determine the volume in which we will need. Pending any questions, I respectfully request passage of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 14-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 14-23 has been adopted.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Justice policy and programs.
Resolution number 15-23. Resolution authorizing a professional service contract agreement with Amber Myers for peer support case management services for justice-involved residents served via the Franklin County Rapid Resource Center in the amount of $30,000.
Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration. Rochelle Pride, Director for the Office of Justice Policy and Programs. On December 1st, 2020, the Board of Commissioners approved Resolution number 085420, authorizing the Franklin County Office of Justice Policy and Programs to receive the Comprehensive Opioid Stimulant and Substance Abuse Program, known as COSAP. This funding through the Bureau of Justice Assistance is to support a combination of approaches intended to reduce overdose related to deaths for justice-involved residents in Franklin County. Utilizing COSAP grant funding, this resolution will support a professional service contract with Ms. Amber Myers for the provision of peer support and case management services for individuals visiting the Rapid Resource Center at the time of their release from incarceration. Ms. Myers will assist residents as they prepare for reentry by providing referrals and monitoring linkages to appropriate community social services. Ms. Myers has committed to working non-traditional evening and weekend hours in the Rapid Resource Center to aid in support of our 24/7 operation. Pending any questions, we would seek your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 15-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 1523 has been adopted.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Sanitary engineers.
Resolution number 1623, resolution authorizing a private water agreement with Brookside Golf and Country Club for a private water main extension on Ion Court.
Morning, Commissioners. I'm Ryan Stowe with the Sanitary Engineer. I will be presenting the first resolution while Director Renner will be presenting the second resolution. Our first resolution is authorizing a private water agreement with Brookside Golf and Country Club, which is located in Perry Township and is currently on well water. They have expressed, or they wish to connect to public water supply, which is provided by the City of Columbus. For Resolution 520-20, specific parcels within Perry Township, including the Golf and Country Club, are allowed to connect the City of Columbus water and/or sanitary sewer without annexation. In order to connect to the public water supply, Brookside Golf and Country Club must extend a county-owned main located on Ione Court, which is in the Brookside Estates subdivision, to their eastern property boundary at their sole expense. The Board of Commissioners has adopted a policy regarding such improvements, which require construction and initial operation of the private water main by the owner of the parcel being served by the improvement, with ultimate transfer of the improvement to the county for incorporation into our water distribution system. In order to allow construction of the improvement, Franklin County and the Brookside Golf and Country Club must enter into a requisite private water agreement. The Department of Sanitary Engineering, the City of Columbus, and the Franklin County Engineer have reviewed and approved the plans for the private water main extension and subsequent connection. Pending any questions or comments, we request the approval of this resolution.
If no comments or questions, move for adoption of 16-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 1623 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 1723. Resolution authorizing a private water agreement with Braun Miller Development LLC for construction of a private water main.
Good morning, Commissioners. Stephen Renner, the Director of the Sanitary Engineering Department. Commissioners, as you heard from my distinguished colleague, Jim Schimmer, that Braun Miller Development is proposing to build a rather large developed area, 799 lots, when everything is finished. The property is currently undeveloped and necessitates, among other services, the installation of water and sewer. The developer and the county have worked out to finalize a plan under which the developer will design, construct, and install a private water main. The entire cost of the design, construction, and installation of the water main will be developed and paid for by the developer. As you may recall, similar discussions of required sewer utilities were agreed via Resolution 50121. Commissioners, the water main will be built in accordance with the provisions of the county private water policy upon completion of the construction and the installation of the water main, and upon final inspection and approval by a contractor selected by our department. The developer will dedicate the water main to the county, and the water main will become a county-owned and operated main. Our department, with great help from the County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, has drafted a proposed water agreement to control and memorialize the terms and conditions of the construction and possible dedication to the county of the water main to the service, to the proposed development. So Commissioners, this resolution approves and authorizes a private water agreement between the Board of Commissioners and Braun Miller Development LLC, which will contain all the terms and conditions of the construction of the water main and possible future dedication of that water main to the county. No questions. I definitely respectfully request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 16-23.
17.
Oh, I'm sorry, 17-23. Yeah.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 1723 has been adopted.
Commissioners, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll move on to purchasing.
Resolution number 1823. Resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $71,258,980.90.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry Balanier, Director of Purchasing. Our resolution this morning requests your approval of 1,008 purchase orders for which the county has the county auditor has pre-certified available funding. This second PO resolution each January is traditionally the largest in PO volume and dollar value, and it represents costs for goods and services that agencies anticipate over the next 12 months. Pending any questions, Commissioners, I request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 18-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 1823 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
The Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 1923. Resolution appointing Kelly Livingston to the Franklin Park Conservatory Joint Recreation District Board of Trustees.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lauren Gressel, Assistant Director of Community Appointments. We just have this one board appointment for your consideration this morning, and pending any questions, we'll respectfully ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 19-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 1923 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 20-23. Resolution appointing the Franklin County Apiary Inspector for 2023.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Telerik with the Office of Management and Budget. This resolution would reappoint Nina Bagley as the county's apiary inspector. The cost of the contract is $12,000, the same as last year. Pending any questions, would ask your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 20-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 20-23 has been adopted. Resolution number 2123. Resolution authorizing appropriation adjustments for providing salary and wage increases to non-bargaining employees.
Commissioners, this resolution would transfer appropriations in the amount of $5.5 million from the Commissioners' reserves to the various general fund agencies to provide for non-bargaining increases in 2023. The resolution also authorizes supplemental appropriations of just under $5.8 million to the various non-general funds to provide those increases. Pending any questions, would ask your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 21-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 21-23 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, are there any journalizations today?
Yes, we do have one. With the recent selection of Commissioner O'Grady as President of the Board of Commissioners for 2023, and in consideration of Commissioner Boyce and Commissioner Crawley's selections, the 2023 committee assignments for the Board of Commissioners have been made. The noted assignments will be filed with today's meeting minutes for the record and be distributed to our internal and external partners who may be impacted by these selections.
All right. And are there any members of the media that would wish to ask any questions? All right, seeing none, our meeting, if there's no other business before the board, the meeting is adjourned. See everybody next week.
Have a great Tuesday.